the other.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another Friday Night Live. Jab, 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 right hook. Mantra for life.
Oh, this was the wrong show. Oh, sorry. Yeah, hey, guys. Friday Night Live. Oh, my God. I thought I was on book club for a second. What? Holy moly.
So tonight, as you know, we were supposed to have the absolutely incredible Robert J. Moore on tonight to talk about his incredible story. But some things happened this week. Life happens. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it all the attention it deserves for next week. And we're going to pre-record it to make sure that we have all of the juiciness in there for you. And then we're going to be on, obviously, with you to answer any questions you may have. Just to make sure that we get the most out of that incredible story of his to share with you guys. But tonight, we are talking about content for conversion. So when you're making content, how do you ensure that it is at least going to give you the opportunity to make a conversion at some point down the road? And so there was a couple notations I put inside of the actual post here that I will pull up for you guys to make sure we're all on the same page. So first one, we're doing converting from content starts with your avatar and their pains. Next is designing shareable content from the start. Plan ahead. And the next one is have a way for someone to take a step towards you. That doesn't necessarily mean sale. I would have said sale there if that's what I meant. Take a step towards you to become more in your world, whether that be a Facebook group, an e-blast, just getting on an email list, blogs, vlogs, and all the like, right? And then you can't sell anything if you don't have a way for someone to pay you. So these things need to be in place to give yourself the best success possible for your content to then lead to a conversion. Now, Molly, you have done a considerable amount of conversions. You are the one in the group that has hit the big milli. And so when you were doing those things, I would love to know, where'd you start? Just getting your attention. Where did you start from?
Conversations.
Conversations, one-to-one.
Conversations. Because no matter how many people you ultimately want to connect with, you could say, oh, my business, I want to reach 1 million people. I want to impact 1 million lives. Each and every one of those starts with one person-to-person connection. Whether that person is that conversion with that person, whether that is they are helping you connect to the resource or a person or a network that you need to connect with to help you grow, or they might be your ideal customer. They might be that next financial conversion, joining your programs, or like what happened with me. I think we were talking about this on book club was I had this awesome client who reached out to me and asked me to do work that I wasn't even offering. But they saw my potential. There was a recommendation from someone from a small thing that I was connected with that influenced this customer's decision. And it was because I was sharing it on social media, because I was saying, hey, this is who I am as a person. Here's my part of the conversation. What do you have to say as you as a person? One-to-one connections. And there's ways we can do that, and we can talk about that.
Awesome. And Lefty, you have become quite loud lately. So how do you think of content in relation to conversion?
Okay, so first off, I haven't been loud. I'm Greek. I'm always loud. But if
Valid.
I guess so it didn't take me a while to comprehend this way of doing things, but at the same time, it did take me a little bit to understand and comprehend ways of doing things. What I've done recently is I've dissected my conversations, right? And I've said to myself, okay, where are the repetitive moments in my conversations, right? One of them is, for example, Lefty, tell me about yourself. What do you do? I swear I could probably answer that question 30 times a day, right? It gets redundant, it gets repetitive, it
Yeah.
can sometimes feel like a chore and boring. So, for example, I've taken that opportunity to be like, well, I can write you a 52 paragraph short story on my entire background and where I came from, or minute video that you can watch.
Yep.
So I've actually found a way to take the most repetitive parts of my conversations and find different ways to add in interactive ways in order to make the conversation a little bit more interesting. So I've turned certain questions into, oh, I have a video for that. Oh, I have a video for that. Oh, look at that. I have another video for that. So, and then, you some of them are 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, but at the end of the day, it's like I'll give that person the opportunity to watch, and then I'll say, so what did you think? Did you find out more about what you needed to know? Yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. Oh, cool. Now you want to get on a call with me? Let's do it.
And that, like, if you're just starting out, it can feel really intimidating that you have this library. Oh yeah, I have a video for that, and I have a video for that, and your videos are really well produced. So yeah, little new person feeling super intimidated. But here's the thing: if that sounds like any of you watching, you start one video at a time.
Yeah.
That one-to-one connection that you make, maybe you found someone commenting. I know Jim is like, he's fantastic at going through the comment sections on videos and seeing all of those gaps. So turn those moments into pieces of content.
Mm-hmm.
Start to build your library one video at a time. And I know that that's how I did it. I have over 1,000 videos now, 1 point something, 1.5 or something videos on my YouTube channel. It started one video at a time, one topic at a time. So yeah, that's what I gotta say to that.
Yeah, it's just finding things that you want to talk about on, let's say, your YouTube channel if you are a YouTuber, and then finding those same relatable moments in which you are having conversations more or less about those topics, and then you find ways to plug in, like you hear it all the time. The best way to scale is when you can automate a process.
Yeah.
And this is just another easy, cheap, because it costs you nothing to do it, just another way to cheaply and easily start automating your process, where you can show up with pretty much not really even having to be there.
Brilliant.
Hey guys,
Brilliant.
Well said.
Groups are perfect. You go live every week, build videos for new members, and then they have and when they have a problem, you just have another video and you create it for them. I think that is brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
That's Eddie
Brilliant.
Miranda, by the way. Shout out to Eddie. Thank you for watching with us, buddy.
Brilliant.
He actually works with Papa G, Uncle G, Grant Cardone.
Ooh, Mr. 10X.
Mr. 10X, yeah.
Hey.
It's Eddie 10X. It's all use.
Eddie 10X.
That's right.
I love
Yeah,
it.
he's absolutely fantastic what he does. He helps them out with their ads.
Fabulous.
And, bringing in leads to make sure that Uncle G is getting a lot of leads coming in.
He's a master at it.
Yeah. So yes, I agree with all of those. And if I had anything to add to that, it would just be start with the end in mind.
Hmm.
And my big thing is I like creating content, so I'm inclined to just want to create more
Yeah.
because I
Ooh.
enjoy it. But then, does that actually help me?
Mm.
I don't
TBD.
I
But
don't know.
I think you should have a plan ahead of time to know what you really want, who you serve, and what they need
Yeah.
from you. And so then we talk about topics surrounding those items. So therefore, when they do inevitably have a problem in that arena, your name will at least come up in the running.
Yeah.
So I would like to, like I tell my stepson, I tell him, he wants to be in the music world, but he works at Mod Pizza.
Mm.
And it's like, you never have a shot to be in the music world, tied into the music world, working at Mod Pizza.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you
You
just
won't
don't.
find the
You
openings. You
just don't.
won't solve the
You
problem.
can't play football unless you're at least near the field.
True.
Like there's a lot of different metaphors we can slide in here, but you get the idea. You got to at least be in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
To do that kind of work. So if you're not playing with around the arena that music is being created and that creatives are creating music, then there's no shot.
Yeah.
You got to get in the arena. Like I don't care if you're sweeping up at the stadium cleaning up gum, at least you're close to the field. So you want to make sure your content is at least giving you the opportunity to be near those people and what their needs are. Because if it's not, then it's a complete disconnect. And it's like, oh, I guess he just really likes making content. No reason.
There's like, I feel like there's so many different types of levels of content, right? Like I'm now trying to find ways to figure out what the 10% want to see, right?
Mhm.
Now, in my opinion, what do you give these individuals when they have anything and everything at their fingertips whenever the hell they want it, right?
Yeah.
That is where it gets impossible, because at that point, I don't think it stems down to a conversion. I think it more stems down, and I could be completely wrong, but I think at that point it just stems down to getting more involved with them, their life, their business, their vacations, their work parties, whatever they're doing, right? It's more like exactly what we kind of do here. I feel like for them, it's a matter of just paying you to document versus convert. Right?
Sure. And conversion doesn't have to mean necessarily I watch thing, I buy.
No, yes, exactly.
There's some things you can do that for. Like I just did a training today with a group, Natasha's group. I forget Natasha's last name. I need to look it up, so I'm being polite here. Natasha Cabrera.
Mm-hmm.
And her group is all around affiliate sales of products. And so I gave them a content strategy to use to get more people to buy their products and that they needed to implement. And so today we talked about that strategy for e-commerce, essentially affiliate sales. And that the technique, by the way, in case you need to know. Oh, wait. By the way, we have the absolutely amazing Robert J. Moore, who we couldn't make it work tonight. That is completely on us. Robert J. Moore is incredible. We love you, Robert. We love you so much more than we can express. And we cannot wait to have you on, but we need to do it right. And we respect you too much to not do so. So ABC gum means already been chewed gum. Yeah, exactly. Right. So the technique I gave them for e-commerce affiliate sales is really simple. So it's this is they open it up. There's an opening and then they go, guess how much I got this for? And this, you're like, oh my God, that's like a $50 thing. And they're like, nope. It was $3.99 comment below if you want in and you want to figure out how you can get it for $3.99. That's it. And then the very next thing they get, if they didn't purchase, they get retargeted to an email. And on that email says timer at the top. If you still want to get this that you saw today, you have X amount of time, and then it's gone. Sanika Lee, what is going on? Absolutely fantastic to see you here. You are greatly and dearly missed.
I love those timers. Sale ends in 1 day.
But
checks back 8 months later.
The
Sale
caveat,
still ends in 1 day.
That's the next thing. Is the caveat is you don't use fake urgency. Do not do that. If you say the clock is turning it out and that amount of time, you turn it off.
Yes.
Be honest. Be real. But that clock works. Why does it work? Does it really work? Yes. Look at Black Friday. Look at Cyber Monday. Every single product has a timer next to it. Why is that? Because it moves people. It gets them to act. Otherwise, you put it in the back of the mind closet and it just collects dust and you never do it. It just never happens.
But can we confidently say that these types of events have now just gotten people to truly invest in crap that they really don't need? I mean,
it has to be a decent product and they have to actually want it. So if I'm an example one of the ladies gave was yes, urgency, Sanika, exactly. And Sanika knows this so well. She does this really, really well. Is they were giving, it was like a pot or a pan that was generally accepted to be in the neighborhood of $60, $70.
Okay.
It was a nice pan. It was like, it looked really nice too. It was very, very cool looking and very high end looking. And she just pulls it up on the video and she goes, guess how much? Bet you can't guess. Closest one to guess, I will mail this to you. It's great content. That's great content. That's content for conversion. That's content with purpose. That's not just, look at my cool pan, now go do something else. It's, you want this because you're going to guess how little it is and you might have a chance for me to send it to you. And then I announce the winner. And then the announcement itself is like, are you kidding me? That was $4. How? And it's like, if you want to know how I get these absolutely incredible products, check out the link in the comments below so that you can join us in getting all these fantastic things for well below your budget. I mean, so good that you could take a vacation after you get done shopping.
I want this pan.
There you go. So now there's your content for conversion for e-commerce affiliate sales for products. So that was the recommendation I gave to them, and they're implementing this week. So I'll be excited to see how it goes this week. But that is one such example of having a plan ahead of time. We talked it out. I need to know their goals. I need to know their avatar. I need to know what's worked in the past, what hasn't worked. And then we formulated this plan that they're going to execute this week. So I'm very excited for them. But if I hadn't done each one of those steps, I would be in the dark on something and I would be potentially just making content to make content, which all of us have lives that we would like to eventually get back to. So yeah, Molly's like, well, I don't know about that.
Well, definitely planning ahead has like really helped me. Like, I'm probably 3 weeks scheduled out on all my videos. Like, it's great. My shorts. Okay, hold on. Let's not take it too far.
Keep your shorts on. Let's talk about videos.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So that's helped me a lot because I cannot keep up with the daily posting and everything like that. It's also easier to do that when you're not chasing trends. Okay. When you are taking someone through like a teaching or a learning and you, let's say, like for me, for example, I'm doing it over the course of 100 videos. Like, it doesn't matter when day 100 is. It doesn't matter when day 50 is because I'm not chasing Mother's Day. I'm not chasing Canada Day. I'm not chasing Labor Day. Like, so it doesn't matter. And it allows me to have that freedom to just get my message out there without ever having to really worry about like, oh my god, the deadline, and oh, if I don't have this video out by then, and like that's been the biggest game saver for me. And it's actually not to the extent that it used to be, because I feel like short form content is just on the side now. But yeah, it's definitely boosted my numbers again a little bit, little bit.
I like that. I
I'm
also
so
talked to
proud to
someone
hear you
today,
say that.
right? I also talked to someone today, and I said, "Well, what is your goal?" And she goes, "I want to have way more followers than I have now." And I go, "Why?" And she kind of like stumbled. She didn't know what to say. She goes, "Well, to get sales." And I go, "You're missing some steps in between there, don't you think?" And I go, "Why do you want to follow him? Why do you want all these people?" "Because I want to be more known." And I go, "Okay, but why do you want to be known? What's behind that?" "Because I want to make more sales," right? And she said agreed, and she said yes. So I go, does it matter the bigger the audience if the audience you have is engaged in purchasing? And she's like, "I guess not." And so it's just a preconceived notion that the bigger that number is, the more sales you'll make. And there is some truth to that. There is some.
Yeah.
As long as you're being targeted and you have your avatar dialed in and you know who you're talking to, then there's some truth to that. But it's not necessary. You can have 200 people in an audience and be killing it. I've seen it over
Yeah.
and over again. So having a tremendous audience is not necessarily what you need. What you need to really is dial in who you're talking to and what their pain points are that you can solve for them. And I think if you have that dialed in, your audience will naturally start growing, because word's going to get out just from sharing, engagement, liking, word of mouth, that you're the person with the pill that cures the pain, right? So, and that's essentially what Alex Hormozy has gone and done. Is he said, "I'm going to make more of this content. I don't necessarily care about what that number looks like week to week. I'm just going to really dial in what this audience wants from me."
Mm.
And he set out on that journey. He even told his content guy, Caleb, he goes, Caleb was like, "What's your timeline look like as far as, what your metrics are that you want to hit?" And he goes, "As long as it just keeps going up, I think I'm pretty good. We'll reevaluate in 5 years." Can you imagine? Like, as a content creator, I know that when I work with clients, they want to know like the date that they're going to be rich.
Yeah.
And then we have to have a conversation about like, that's not how it works. And, this is the things that I can promise and I can guarantee as far as what my services are. But telling you your rich day is not one of them.
And because of that, that's also why I'm also moving towards annual roadmaps
Yeah.
versus these 30, 60, 90-day things. Because like, could I possibly take your $5,000 coaching program and turn it into 15, 20, 25, maybe even 30? Absolutely. But
Yeah.
can I turn it into 100 grand in 90 days? Probably not. Right. So it's just a matter of like instilling that. You know what I think it is? I think it's the fact that we live in this world where we're also consuming our inner circles doing better than us. And we feel like
Yeah.
if we're not making,
Comparison.
yeah, it's the comparison. We have imposter syndrome and we have comparison syndrome. Okay. Like, it's just, yeah, you see, oh my God, this person's making 40K a month, and I'm just here who sold my first coaching program, and I need that 40K a month yesterday. And it's like, your time will come. Like, your time will come. Like, don't worry about it. But I try very hard not to do that. But what I'm seeing a lot right now, and it's sad, is I'm seeing a lot of fakers, Jim. A lot of fakers.
Define.
People that say they can do things and they can't. People that are misleading, giving false information in that space and realm of things. And people becoming wealthy off of the insecurities, I guess, of others, being manipulative. There's a lot more of these people coming out now, and it's like, I don't know. I personally am seeing it all. Maybe you guys have not been susceptible to it, but like I've been seeing it. I've been seeing a lot of.
I kind of tend now in this phase of my career to keep my head down, and just like the people I let in, they're in,
Yeah, yeah,
and the people that aren't, I phase it out. So I guess I'm not as susceptible to new messaging as I once was
yeah,
because of that.
yeah, yeah,
And I think that's something that naturally happens as you grow within your entrepreneurial career, is that you just kind of learn to start phase. It doesn't always work, mind you, and I still go, oh, shiny. But like
oh,
I smack myself for a second. I'm like, no, be good, go lay down, like that kind of thing, and then I'm right back in the zone. But more of I tend more towards kind of shutting down outside influence.
yeah. I've had three, and probably for the last one has been a year, one has been 6 months, one has been 3 months, but I've had three purchases on my radar. That's it. If I
Yeah.
when I get those three purchases, I'm happy. I'm done. That's my game. That's my game over.
Yeah, you got your priority, you got your short stack priority list, and you're just
That's it.
working, chipping away at it. I like that.
That's all I have.
Rick
Three
says I
things.
smack myself a lot lately. I understand. I definitely can relate to that.
Three things.
Oh
That's
man.
it. Find the three things. And then you know what? Probably a year from now, I'm going to have another three things. But
Sure, that's an ever-changing thing, but as long as it doesn't go from 3 to 50 and then all of them have
oh,
equal importance, then you got a problem.
yikes. Then we have a problem.
Then there's a problem.
Big
So,
problem.
all right, we're moving on to designing shareable content from the start, plan ahead. So we do have the custom content blueprint, which is a great starting point for you to utilize. Molly, where can they acquire that in the group? Is that within the
If you
unit?
guys want a copy of it, head over to the Visibility Hacking Facebook group. So you can go to visibilityhacking.com. There's a button at the top of the page that says Become a Visibility Hacker. Click that button, it'll pop you over to the page. Fill out the couple of questions so we know you're real and like genuinely. We ask you why you want to be a visibility hacker. It's because we want to get to know you guys. We want to get to know what you want from us. Throw us your ideas. What are you into? What are you struggling with? Let us know. That's where that goes. And then we will make sure that we reach out to you when you join the group officially, and we'll get a copy in your hand. But if you don't want to jump through all of those hoops just yet, just comment in the comments down below right now, and I will get a copy to you tonight.
Yeah.
For those of you watching live.
So then now with that, you have a game plan, okay? And a beautiful game plan. Like it really comes together very, very well. Now, designing based upon a plan. And I would like very much to, Rika said she'd love a copy, absolutely. Lefty, when you got a plan, when you're going to design the look and feel through the lens of already kind of knowing where you're going, you got a game plan. It could still look a million different ways. And there's so many different ways you can take the same kind of directions. Where do you start with the design of a plan? So, like, let's say you got a script, you could deliver that script a million different ways.
You
And
You can.
in your case, you like to tend towards comedy, which we adore, obviously, on the show. Um,
Oh,
but
I'm getting just snarkier and snarkier every day.
if you're working with the client, though, they may not necessarily want to go down that avenue. They may want a very sincere, authoritative approach or whatever it may be. How do you get into the meat of that?
Well, I always say let the creator create and don't let the brand dictate how the video is going to turn out, right? So when I'm thinking about putting a video together, first things first, if you're as dull as watching paint dry, you're probably not my client. Let's be realistic.
Okay.
If you gotta wanna enjoy the funnier things in life, working with me, because that is my background, that is my nature. I make things that are absurd. I make things that are loud. I make things that are slightly offensive to other people, but I know how to pull emotion out of that, right? Um, but I always say that there's a time and place for everything. Not every single script requires the most absurd jokes, right? You can do like subtle things that can still be funny and whatnot. But if somebody is coming to me who's not funny, that wants a more serious tone, I literally put them in a different direction, because I do story brand videos, and my story brand videos are literally filmed like Netflix documentaries. So it really kind of depends which way you want to go. But my whole thing is I got to figure out who you are. I got to figure out who you are, what you're about, what we're selling, what we're talking about, who we're talking to, and then and only then can I even get slowly start getting into the creative process. But even before I get into the creative process, I don't only need to know who you are, I do market research on your competitors as well.
Okay.
Right? So I first figure out what your competitors are doing. If your competitors are at a higher level than where you are right now, and let's say they're using comedy in their scripts, for example, but they're at their 100K months, oh, you bet your ass I'm going balls to the wall, because I'm going to rip whatever scripts they have apart. But if they're on a more serious tone, then it would be tough to stand out from your competitors if they're serious and you're going to go serious as well. So I'm always trying to find a different angle as to how I can carefully represent you without, making what you would think is a debacle of your brand.
Sure. Now, what would you recommend to someone that doesn't have a lefty? They're solo right now. They're working on making their videos, and they don't know kind of what angle to take now with their plan. What would you recommend to them for where to start?
Character development.
Okay.
Right? Character development. Messaging is one thing, but like if let's say you've been in business for I don't know 6 months already, but you haven't gone to the video component of it. I don't know if like sure, yeah, you need to still work on your message 6 months into your business, but let's talk perfect world scenarios. You have your message down packed. Perfect. Great. But now you have to tell that message in the most captivating way possible. So you need to now become a storyteller. You need to create character development. You need to like the best ways that I do this is I always refer back to the past. So I'll give you my big topic and then I'll say, but let me tell you how I got here. Right? So and it doesn't matter who I'm talking about. Sometimes I'm talking about a family member. I talk about my grandfather a lot because my grandfather is an OG. He is literally a Greek pioneer. He bridged a gap to Greek immigrants when there wasn't a voice for them. So I always use him, but I have to you guys don't know my grandfather. So I have to be very descriptive. I have to paint this picture, like to the point where it's like when you're listening to the story that I'm about to tell you, you literally feel like you can look left or right and my grandfather's standing right beside you, right? That's how captivating you have to be. And then once character development is out of the way and the story is out of the way, then you have to work on pacing. Because I can easily turn around and be like, yeah, my grandfather came here in the 1950s. He pioneered the Greek community. And like, you're going to be like, whoa, 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 what the bloody F? Slow down. And then what should be a 3-minute video is like 38 seconds, right? So you want to tell stories that, have a good pace. You pause, you give some breathing room, right? And this is the part that I absolutely love, because I always tell my clients when we're filming, deliver the lines, but just chill when you're done delivering. Don't pick your nose immediately after, don't look away, don't do anything like that. Pause, look at the camera, blank stare it for just another 2 seconds, and even do the same thing as well when you're about to deliver a line. Why? Because that is where the heart is. That's where the blood is pumping. That allows me to take something that you've created or I've created with you, and that's where I either give a slow breathe out or a quick breathe in. And that pacing, that difference maker of how slow or fast the next line to the next line come in, it packs such a punch.
I completely agree with that. Cadence is a big deal. But for those of us that are just, like I said, just getting started, I would now want to know an angle. I guess my recommendation from my side would be, when you have a conversation with a dear friend and you are giving them advice, what do you sound like? Just record yourself giving some advice to somebody that's a dear friend, and then make sure that that friend appreciated it. You don't want to just go out there giving advice to people and your family and your friends that don't need it. But if someone wants your attention and wants some of your advice, pay attention to how you speak to them, how you are. And I think that's a good place to start, personally speaking. And then you can grow from there, right?
There's 2 YouTubers I really enjoy, and they are 2 brothers who, or I guess they're on TikTok. They're on all the socials. Anyways, they're 2 brothers, and they send each other videos every day where they continue this conversation on and on. That's the way I would recommend people think about that very first piece of content. Talk to your camera, create a piece of content as if you're talking to your best friend about something you're really into. That's where you're going to start to see that passion and that resonance start to come out. People are wanting to connect with you, the person, the personality, all of those things that you're into, all of those interests and backstory. So just start by talking like you're talking to your friend of yours. You can literally, Jim and I talked about this in our last camera confidence challenge, where we invite people to put up a little happy face sticker, put up a little mini picture of your friend next to your camera, so that you remember you're speaking to someone who's just as passionate about this as you are. That would be my advice.
And big shout out to Jay Lee in the audience, our sales ninja. All the love for you, my friend. And look at this, 100 podcast downloads already in zero marketing. Absolutely, congratulations on all your success, my friend. You deserve it all. Absolutely.
Amazing. Yeah, that's a great way. Just like pretend you're talking to a friend. And you know what? I had this. Oh, you know what? Here's the thing. I had a conversation with someone the other day, and I was sending. I was doing a cold outreach, and I was just sending inquiry messages to be like, hey, join my cool group. I'm doing a teaching in there for free. Just want to share some love. No thanks. And normally I was like, I just say, all right, cool, no problem. And I move on to the next person. But for some reason, something captivated me to just be like, well, hold on a second. why are you saying no? Like, and I asked that. I go, well, what's with the no? And they say, I don't do video. Okay. Um, can I ask why? Yeah, sure. It's because I'm too shy. Oh, okay, cool. So, what's your business about? Oh, I'm a life coach. Oh, so do you do like group coaching, one to one? Like, how do you do it? Yeah, I do group coaching, and most of my events are in person. Oh, so do you not have stage fright, or are you not shy in a group of X amount of people? No, I don't know. It's different. And then I turn around to them and I say, well, let me paint this picture if you allow me to. They go, okay. See, when you're in front of a group of people and you screw up your lines, you can't take back what you said. That's it. It's done. It's over. If you said something that was incorrect or that you might have rubbed somebody the wrong way, that's it. There's no takesy backsies. But on a video, you can deliver that line 30 times and still nobody has even started watching. And then she turns, and then the light bulb. I saw the light bulb virtually. I saw the virtual light bulb, and she was like, "Yeah, you know what? You're right. Send me the group link." And because people are fear this lens, like it's like you have days, hours, months, years even to screw up without a single person seeing it.
Yeah.
So why are you really truly scared to put yourself on camera? Because it's definitely not the camera that you're afraid of.
Well said. Very well said. Next one we have in line is have a way for someone to take a step towards you. Okay, so a link you can give, a next step that you have. For us, it's joining the Facebook group. If you're seeing this outside of the group, join the group. We have lots of wonderful assets for you to get out there and get loud and get attention onto your mission, your message, and your movement in an ever noisy marketplace. That is what we do. That is what we teach. That's what we talk about, and that's what we love. So if that resonates with you, we ask you to join our Facebook group and become part of that community where we share tips and tricks and also strategies, lessons learned on how you can do exactly that.
Mhm.
So, do you have a next step for someone to take? Because if you don't, then it's kind of spinning your wheels. If there's not an, if I get excited about something I've seen, I dig into their stuff. I want to know more about you. I'm going to ethically stalk you. I want to know more about what you're doing and how you do it. And that's something I've had from a very young age. I was the kid that ripped apart the VCR and didn't know how to put it back together again just because I wanted to see the insides. I
Yeah,
just
me
have
too.
that kind of mind, right? But I think a lot of entrepreneurs share that mind. Want to know the inner workings of something that appears complicated yet elegant or whatever it may be, and see why it does what it does. So I have that in me. I want to know, like, oh my God, you rocked me, you moved me in some way, or it caused me to take action. You have my attention, and now I want to know more about you. So if I want to take a step towards you and become more in your world, and you don't have something for me to do, I get absorbed right back into the internet, never to cross paths again.
Take it
Yeah,
away, Molly.
yeah, hit
Okay.
them up.
Okay. So I have my I'm a newbie hat. That's what I'm wearing
You have a
right now.
newbie hat? Okay,
Okay.
cool.
I'm wearing my newbie hat. So feels intimidating, right? Needs a next step. Maybe you don't want to create an email list yet, or you're starting that email list, but you don't feel confident enough sending out emails regularly. That's okay. You don't need to have that as your next step. Okay. Here's the easiest one I just found and I'm in love with. Okay. Ready? Ready? If you're watching on Facebook right now, you can do this right now. And you only need to have one person. Okay. You only need to have one person that says yes, and this will happen. Ready? Ready? Facebook has these little like chats and conversations. So you can start a group of people in a chat, and there, bam, you have that next step, and you can start to share that nerdiness. That group gets a little bit bigger. You go, hey guys, I have so much more to share with you guys. Let's make it like a real group. Like, let's make a real Facebook group. You guys can share this with people you know who might also be interested, and we can make this like a big thing. But it all starts with that one connection you make, that one question someone has. Say, awesome, join my little chat and I'll answer the question there. Then you meet Jim and you go, Jim, you have a great question. Well, how about you join the chat and I'll answer the question there, so that everyone gets to learn from those questions. And yeah, love it. That's my 2 cents. I'm gonna
I
turn
like
my
that.
mic
That's a good intermediary.
Molly's losing it again. She's on fire, guys. Okay, get her. No, that's honestly great advice. Like, I honestly love how the Facebook group has those chats. Like, you can make like however many communities you want in there. It's really great.
Yeah,
Definitely great next step. Definitely.
We're yeah, let's just plug it right now. Let's just do it. We do hard things, we do big things. If y'all want to join like a Facebook group chat for like daily accountability of like, let's make sure we put our content plans in action. Let's make sure we put our dreams into realities. Like, let me know, because I'm putting one together right now, because heck yeah, I'm in.
Oh yeah.
Who wants to join me? I only need one person.
I'm here, Molly.
Bam. Okay, come join us. We're in. Jay Lee, you're in. I'm making sure of it.
Love it. So give them something to do to take a step closer to you. Okay, whether that be get on your email list. I mean, literally in ClickFunnels, any funnel builder really has a lead collection page that's already pre-done. You just change your colors, and you change the headline to be your headline, and then you go live with that baby. Like, it's really easy. Dream to reality is the name of my challenge. I like that. Very, very cool. So you just collect those names and say, something's coming, get ready. Even if you're not clear on what that something is, let them know that something's coming in your realm of expertise that they may be looking for and seeking, right? So let them know. And then that's the enticement to come into your world. Do they want to join an email list? You can do a vlog. You can do YouTube. I mean, there's so many things that you can do to get and keep someone's attention, and to collect that. What's up, Lefty?
No, I just, you mentioned YouTube, and every time we talk about YouTube, it's like I just have to give like a huge thank you to Molly, because it was Molly's swift kick in the ass that literally was like, get on YouTube again. Lefty needs to be on YouTube. And ever since I did that, I cannot go back. And first of all, the things that I'm learning, you have really no idea how not saturated YouTube is. This is like, you want to talk about Reels coming in a year and a half ago and then spiraling out of control. I honestly don't even think that YouTube is ever going to hit that. Or if it does, it's on the cusp right now. Like, if you guys don't have a channel, if you guys don't have any way of giving somebody next steps, heck, if you are just somebody who has a 3 to 5K program but just is having trouble selling it, focus on getting monetized and let YouTube be your client. The moment I like, huh?
Lots of avenues.
Oh man, like the moment the moment the shift happened, it was like a complete game changer. Like, not only for my mental health and the way that I'm thinking, but also just also with, like the way I put out content, the way I show up. Like, it's you don't have that fear and urgency of being like, where is the next prospect coming from? You know what I mean? Because every single month, YouTube's like, here you go, Lefty. Here's a check for you.
Right.
It's on. And Rika, yes, 80 cents. I'm gonna honestly just like congratulations, that is amazing.
That is
It
amazing.
really only
Truly.
goes up from here. It only goes up from here. Do not ever look at that number and be like it's only 80 cents. You
That
look
is the
at it,
foundation of an empire.
that's it. That's the best 80 cents you've ever earned. Oh my gosh, I am so happy for you.
Yeah, 5 years from now, you're gonna be like, man, I wish I had proof of that 80 cents because I want to hang it on my wall.
Yeah, right?
Exactly.
Future proof.
The old bars that always
Good.
save up that first little dollar.
Everyone always wishes they saved their first check from online or their first dollar or their first notification or whatever it may be. So if you have something like that, keep it for yourself. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
Yes.
You'll appreciate it down the road. The last and final thing we will discuss tonight is you can't sell anything if you don't have a way for anyone to pay you. So if that's the case, and if I go, okay, Rika, right now, I want to work with you. What does that look like? Do you have a way for me to pay you money? And is it a nice customer journey to do that? Or is it like, here is my kind of PayPal account. There's no branding. It doesn't look professional, or there's no invoice, and it's just getting sent out, and I'm hoping that it comes back with money. Like, what does your payment look like? Because it matters, right? So if someone loves your content, loves you, believes in you, trusts you, want to work with you, and then you give them like a rickety PayPal link with no branding, something's not lining up, and they may think that you're not the person they thought you were because it doesn't coincide. You changed, man. Yeah, exactly. So you want to make sure that the entire customer journey is at least solid. Does it have to be professional and breathtakingly beautiful? Nah. Keep it simple. You know, if you're using Stripe, use Stripe. Make sure that the Stripe has your logo. Make sure that the information is correct. Make sure that your description is a well thought out description, the basics. If you are using PayPal, that's fine. I made a lot of money using PayPal as my processor up until I moved over to, mostly ACH at this point. But if we do PayPal, do the branding, put the nice colors in there, put in a nice description, make sure that it looks professional. Send it to yourself. Bill yourself a buck. Bill yourself 50 cents so you can experience what it's like from their side. Does it feel sketchy? Because if it does to you, it definitely does to them.
I'm working with Stripe currently to release doves every time a payment confirmation comes through. It's like, you're a customer. They all just...
There's literally a guy who builds useless inventions online, and the useless invention he came up with as the launch to his Shopify store was a Wi-Fi enabled confetti cannon that would automatically blow confetti into his face every time someone placed a new order, and there was a sound that went along with it. So I think you need those, but somehow get them to the buyer's house. That would be cool.
Oh man,
I like that.
That's interesting. That's so much fun though, but so, oh my god, the cleanup.
Yeah, it's like glitter, right? You're never getting that crap out.
Yeah.
Rika says, I do have some links, but I'll definitely look at it. Good. See what they're experiencing. Make sure that it's consistent from beginning of I just figured out who you are to I gave you money. That whole journey has to be looking good, feeling good. And it doesn't have to be peak amazingness to start. It just has to be a solid customer journey and consistent. That's all. Okay. And that is really what you need. So we'll cover again, converting for content starts with your avatar and their pains. You got to know your people. Okay. You got to know what their pains are. You got to know what they need, and more specifically, what they need from you. The next one is designing shareable content from the start. You got to plan ahead. Okay. Have a way for someone to take a step towards you, whatever that may mean. It doesn't have to mean money. And in most cases, it shouldn't be, unless you're doing, kind of impulse buys, e-com, really low end kind of pricing, compulsion kind of things. If it's not something like that, which most of our audience are coaches and consultants, I would assume that that's not the case with you guys. So in that case, you would want to give them an opportunity to take a step towards you before purchase, to instill trust, right? Know, like, and trust are still so, so important. The next is you can't sell anything if you don't have a way for them to give you money. So make sure that you have some form or fashion for them to give you money in a way that is consistent with what brought them in the first place.
Otherwise, you just have an expensive hobby.
Otherwise, you have a real expensive hobby. I mean, look behind Lefty. Yeah. It's a darn good thing he gets paid to do what he does. He has
right?
He has expensive taste in gadgets.
Oh, I do. I do. Oh my gosh. I guess I can't stop looking at the upgrades that I want, but they're so necessary.
It's the curse of a videographer, is you're always looking on the other side of the fence at what the newest things are. And going, if I just had that other thing, man, these videos would take off.
Yeah, but see, you know what? I actually don't, that's so true.
Most of it really is you.
Videographers do look at it that way, but for me, I think it's based on the level of what my clients expect from me, right?
Okay. Well, is that expectation derived from your clients or derived from your perception of your clients? Because I'd be willing to bet it's the second. Because you demand higher quality of yourself and you coincide that end product with your brand.
Yeah, it could very well be that. I mean, that's probably a good majority of it, but
which there's nothing wrong with, by the way.
No, absolutely not. I think it's more so that if I'm promising somebody something, I want to make them truly stand out. If we're in a world of 1080pers and 4Kers, I'm coming at you with 6K cameras. I'm coming at you with 8K cameras.
Look at number 4 behind Molly. What's number 4 on the sign, Molly?
What? Number 4? Oh, number 4.
Over deliver.
Over deliver. There it is. Wow. Like she already knew it was there before I even said it. But that's what it is. Over deliver. It's like it's a matter and over deliver means a lot of things. It could mean like give you 10 videos for the price of one. That's a way to over deliver. Add more things to your products and services.
And it changes in accordance with your avatar and their pain points.
You know what it is? For me, certain cameras with certain lenses give you very distinguished looks that you cannot get from a regular camera. Like guys, like they're stocked away right now because I have no way. Like I only use them on specific projects, but I have like old Russian military lenses that don't even have like even like the jankiest manual settings on them. Do you know the kind of dreamy look I get from those lenses? Like it doesn't matter that they're like 50, 60, 80 bucks to buy. It's the fact that you put those bad boys on a 5K, 6K camera. Like cloud 9. You're coming in on a whole new level. You're riding that white stallion with your hair flowing in the wind. It's a good damn day, that's for sure. And that's the level that I want to and do bring the people that I work with.
Is Russian lenses and a fan. Yeah.
You need
yeah. Give me one of those big
fans. Russian lenses and a fan's all I need, babe.
Yeah, I love it. So
I
that's
think that's great, man. I love that hearing the passion, and I know that it's really important to you to have quality. Just like to us, it's very, very important that we get quality attention, not just eyeballs
yes, that's true.
to
That
your
is
mission, your
very
message,
true.
and your movement. It is critical that we don't just do numbers. We don't just put numbers on the board. We put money in the till.
Hmm. And
Heck yeah.
Facebook and YouTube have the stars and the thanks. Guys, you honestly, and I said this at book club too, even though I'm not 100% with it, but like use those stars, use those thanks. You might not be able to um maybe in your career path right now, maybe you can't afford those 5, 10, 15, $20,000 coaches or videographers or whoever,
Mhm.
but a buck, $2, $3, tipping, like even just giving a tip to your favorite creator to just say, like, here's a coffee on me. Now imagine I got 100 of those a day or even 100 of those a week. That means more to me. You know what I mean? Like you don't, you can still, you can still, you know, support without actually having to be like, oh man, true support is if, I get Lefty's killer story brand or commercial videos. Like, no, there's so many ways that you can support by just throwing a couple dollars at me. And no, I'm not a stripper, so treat me with respect. But I mean, but at the end of the day,
Not my experience.
but I guess what I'm trying to get at is, let's say there happens to be a bad month. There happens to be 2 bad months.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, one day, and I'm sure I already said this once already, I go to Jim and I say, hey, Jim, man, I'm ready for that VSL. And Jim says, I can't serve you. I had to go back to work. I shut down my business because nobody was paying me. Right? Like you don't ever want that to happen. So
No.
support the creators, support them. We put in so much blood, sweat, and tears, the way you guys put blood, sweat, and tears in your business. And it doesn't even just go for creators. You as a coach, you have star features as well. You have thank the love super thank whatever button on YouTube as well. Those tips will go a long way to keep your business alive, even when people are not actually paying for your high ticket items.
So for those of you who are tuning in, they don't know exactly what he's talking about. There is a payment system for it. Instead of like a like or a dislike, there's also a star, which actually gives them the creator an amount of money. It's like cents or something like that. And you can give the creator that money to keep the channel going, not just through advertisements or through AdSense or whatever it may be, or through the YouTube creator money. This is just you saying, I love your content, keep making more of this, please. And so now that is something that has started happening, and we're trying to encourage it because power to the creators. I think it's great because that is what really runs these platforms, is they run on content. And if we don't have content, then platform kind of dies off. So that's it. So Lefty, I appreciate you so much. Molly, I appreciate you so much. And we are super pumped again. We're going to keep saying it for Robert next week. He is absolutely an incredible individual, and we're so excited to hear about his story of, I mean, the man went from being in prison to being a multi-million-dollar speaker. And with his own business and with his an absolutely amazing life that everyone that I personally know would be very envious of. And I his story is incredible. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. So tune in next Friday where we're going to air that piece. And we appreciate your time. Time is the only asset you don't get back, and we appreciate that you spent it here with us tonight. So thank you, and we will see you on the next one. Molly.
All I'm going to say is remember, be excellent to each other. We love you. So, peace out.
And
We're
the
saying
lefties.
goodbye.
Honestly, I think I made amazing points today, but it's yeah, I don't even have final words. Do I have final words? I think so. I think give make people fall in love with you first, and you will never be out of business. That's what
Okay.
I got.
On that note, we will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.